in terms of initial impressions, what were your first impressions of working with me? Yeah, what was your first impressions of me and my service?
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like my initial impression is quite different than my ending impression, because I got a call, I think, from someone who worked for you driving this business model. And as you know, like when you put your house kind of on the market, I think it was a private sale at the time, you get a lot of calls. So I was initially skeptical, actually. And somehow she did a great job, because she kind of explained and described to me the services and kind of like the value prop. So she basically outlined your value proposition, which I resonate with, just being a good person who like follows it. I work in banking and finance and this sort of thing. I'm very close to markets, I guess. So the value proposition of what you were doing was really interesting, especially given like the laws after the Supreme Court ruling for real estate agents has changed, the relationship has changed. So you were kind of like the first one to jump on.
Resourceful, able to get the job done. It felt like, it was wanted to sell the house.
It felt like the mission was to not dollars for money, unnecessarily money, which I appreciated. And I thought it was kind of fun. It was like a scrappy sort of like, let's get it done, like it was not like the whole shebang of doing everything. It was just like what is necessary, and I appreciate it.
When I first met Wycheck with Wayber, I instantly felt comfortable and at ease. Wycheck was super great at just giving me the information needed. I was a first-time home buyer myself, and so it was really an intimidating process, but Wycheck just did a fantastic job of walking me through all the documentation, making sure that I understood the process from start to finish, and then really making sure that I was comfortable. Home buying is a very stressful process, and he put me at ease.
I basically found out through my employer. So I was searching for like a better deal, obviously. So when I found out the portal, I reached out to Y, and from the start itself, he was like very keen on joining us in the route to help us finding a house. So that's how I found Y.
Yeah. And one of the other things I would say is he was very accessible and like easily to get connected. And he had a lot of suggestions with meetups, and I would say a lot of, when do we schedule this? He was very friendly, and at the same time, he was very accommodative, I would say. So that's something, that was my first impression. Yeah.
Most helpful aspect of working with Wayber was both the people involved and the expertise that came with them. Having a team of people with Mohammed and Wycheck was fantastic. I felt like the teamwork really helped me to make sure that my home search went seamlessly. In this process, I was both selling a home and buying a home, so there was a lot of coordination that was necessary to have almost a simultaneous close given my situation. And so having the expertise of knowing what to say and how to say it was critical, and Wayber and the team did a fantastic job of making sure that happened.
When we were selling our property, this was a property we had purchased for a family member and needed to put it back on the market after a couple of years. We attempted to sell for sale by owner, and we're finding it very difficult, and was very happy to find somebody who would augment our efforts to help us sell the property.
Let's get you guys in what you were saying, and that you can get the job done with the competitive price, the flat rate, very nice. That was definitely up there as well. The decision.
I would say it was very easy. So we are first time, home buyers, and it was really tricky for us because it's also for the fact that we did not have an 100% understanding of how the process looks like. And when we met Y, he suggested a lot of, scenarios and how we can move about the things, especially with, tricky situations, or maybe something related to maybe the budget plans or anything according to that nature. So that was like really helpful by his end, and that made it even much easier for us to find our home. So yeah,
even during our tour, he was like looking for like the stuff which is like out of his role still, but he was like looking for something wrong with the house, or like something we need to fix, or how much money would it take. We would definitely ask all the like basic questions. He would be happy to answer all of them.